This is Upton Park. We're at Wembley! Here in the background is the slide. Occasionally, when people go past, you hear them screaming. I'm going to give this a K rating of 7 out of 10. Just because there were cool sounds on the way down, but there wasn't that much like happening. It was just a staircase.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
He just sums it up so well.
So that's Stanley. He's he's probably our top K rater, and he did the slide and he gave it 15 out of 10. So I think we sent him to do the slide, and then he did the stairs, and of course the stairs weren't a patch on them.
Yeah,
no, they did get 7 out of 10, so still good for families to go to.
Fantastic. And obviously there is a bit of a cost associated with this as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you can get a combi ticket, which means that you can get general entry to the ArcelorMittal Orbit, which is obviously there in the Olympic Park. It kind of looks like Blackpool Tower that's been tied in a knot. And from the 24th of June, they've opened this great slide. Takes 40 seconds to go down. You have to wear kind of like a padded helmet and arm protectors and get in a bag. And I went along and tried it. We sent some kids along, as I say, Stanley, and we sent some other kids along. I went along and tried it, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So you can get a combi ticket. Adults can get a combi ticket, and kids can get a combi ticket. So you can go up the orbit and see all that, and then go down the slide. And I would say it's probably the must-do thing of the summer.
Oh, brilliant. I actually want to try and get up there as well, move the kids out of the way. I'm only joking, I wouldn't do that. Now, let's move on to the next one, which is the Thames Rockets. And let's take a look at what some of the young people who went to take a look had to say.
I'm 9, and I just went in the wood ride, and it is the best thing I've ever done in my life. I give this a K rating 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
10 out of 10.
No complaints?
You know something, the Thames Rockets, they're these kind of they're called ribs, they're rigid inflatable boats. Yes, got that. And people have seen them when David Beckham came up the Thames to light the Olympic torch. He was on a rib then, and they're absolutely brilliant. The Thames Rockets, they go down the Thames at about 35, 40 knots. Which is 40 miles an hour, and they sort of tips, and so you get splashed. But you're seeing all the sights of London from the Thames. They have sort of 3 different trips, and one of them goes all the way down to the Thames Barrier, which of course is something that we don't really get to see a lot. And I think it's kind of like one of those modern wonders of the world. It's such a great bit of architecture, and but the sort of the guides who do all the talking on the boats are just really, really funny. They get sort of a mix of great information, lots of laughs, and they've got a pre-recorded soundtrack as well. In fact, Gabby Roslin, who sort of uses kidrated.com a lot, went on it on Tuesday and announced it, sort of just brilliant with her kids.
Brilliant. And what's the price point in that?
The price point on that, again, family tickets. They vary. You can buy them online, you can buy them through the site and sort of get discounts there, but it's sort of around about £24.
You could be like James Bond exploring London on the Thames in a cool way.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, yeah.
So the next one is visiting Parliament, which is very, very crucial, especially at this time.
Yeah. Well, I think that the visiting Parliament, they've got an audio tour there for families, which is great. They've really worked hard to sort of make something that I guess could be quite dry really interesting for kids. So there's bits and pieces that you can spot. I really recommend that families do the audio tour. You also get to see where the Queen, sort of throne room, where she changes before she goes in to open Parliament. There's lots of little bits, like the bits on the door where Blackwood has gone on with and sort of knocked on the door there, and you can see where the wood is worn. But I think the thing to go and see at the moment is they've got this new sculpture called New Dawn, which is sort of illuminated bits of glass that is linked to the River Thames, and so the Thames tide. So when it's low tide, they're bright. When it's high tide, they're off. And it looks like a sort of 21st century stained glass window. And people should go there and spot that as well.
Brilliant. And politics has never been so interesting as it is now.
No.
Now, the next one on the list, we've got a comedy about a bank robbery.
Right. So I think they won the Olivier Award, this theatre company, the Mischief Theatre Company, who do the play that goes wrong. Now, we sent kids along to that, and they love it. I would say it's possibly the favourite play on the kid-rated site. A comedy about a bank robbery is for slightly older kids because it's sort of a little bit raunchy, but you've never seen such brilliantly choreographed farce. And again, we sent a kid along this week, came back, again, another 10 out of 10. They don't reward everything 10 out of 10. It just seems to... I pick the best things at the beginning of the summer holidays.
Actually, we can take a listen now. Let's see what they had to say.
OK.